These are some next level Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom style opening credits. I'm just gonna go with A2 from now on. Camaraderie.
We're under attack by pirates!
Wait, pirates? Pirates cheer after capturing a ship like their kid just scored a goal in U8 rec soccer?
He's always there when I need a lift.
Now that's an entrance.
But I don't care. You know why? Because I'm also good at something else. And that's breaking heads.
And these three transitions from epic but goofy seahorse riding hero shot while Arthur narrates about talking to fish to the no shame hero landing into Born to be Wild, and then another cut to toys is all next level. Sets the correct tone for the movie. There's water births and then there's water births.
This kid, he doesn't sleep.
It's nice to see some realism in a comic book movie. Not even superheroes can escape the sniff test.
I stopped my brother Orm from attacking the surface world, and in doing so, I claimed the throne from him. At first, I was like... But then, as it turned out, being king wasn't all it's cracked up to be.
This whole opening narration is actually very on point. Recaps the relevant deets from the first movie while giving us a chuckle. Motorbike censoring. Dudes, no notes. And then a title sequence worthy of the epicness of this movie. Manta's theme has been updated to be even cooler and darker, and also some nice character continuity with this car.
If I don't turn up the Atlantean technology he's looking for soon, they're probably going to. You know what, let's not even go there. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Optimism, even the smile. Also just always stoked when Randall Park shows up. Similarly to the comics, Stephen Shin is not necessarily a bad guy and doesn't really want anyone to die. He's just obsessed with finding Atlantis. Classic and terrifying horror movie drag. I love when they go wide enough to see how absolutely staggering the size of the cavern is.
This was all probably solid ice until we started heating the planet.
Well, thank God for global warming, am I right?
Yeah, that's not exactly a good thing.
See that? A polite conversation about climate change. We can all strive to meet in the middle. Yo, nope. Underwater is scary enough. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you ever hear evil whispering coming from an old glowing artifact, leave it alone. Don't pick it up. Leave it there. Maybe bury it. But whatever you do, don't pick it up. Definitely don't reconnect it. Goes double if there was a skeleton holding it that disintegrates when you touch it. Way to add a new spin to a scene we've seen in other movies by doing it underwater. The character design for Kordax is top notch. A little Jim Henson, a little Evil Dead, a little Lovecraft, and 100% awesome sauce. But are we watching Aquaman or Spawn here? So metal, but even Kordax doesn't show the dead baby. Dude has a line. Jason Momoa has a large guitar collection because obviously, and the custom P-Bass and Greenie Les Paul are an actual part of it.
You're the real superhero.
True, let's hear it for single dads and single moms. Favorite location guard of the whole movie. Somewhere is so funny to me and also lends to the mystery of it, along with this absolutely banging score. Also, this ship is bonkers, feels like a lot of wasted space, and yet that makes it even more imposing. Oof, and an epic baddie shot.
No margin for error.
I'm not really an analog guy anyway, but the extra details in the bezel and lack of a second hand rule out Manta being precisely on time for stuff, which, yeah, who's he answering to? Just an undead guy. Also, aqua timers range from 6K to 60K, so nice pull, David. The design for these pods are so killer, dark Octonauts vibes. Yes, I have kids, I'm sorry. Creature report, creature. Love how the waves from the Octobots feel like they're messing with the camera.
Stay vigilant. We have no idea what kind of security measures they have down there.
Adorable drummer ones. And then an even more epic score as we find out where the somewhere actually was.
Astounding.
If you know anything about this character in the comics, this is legitimately all he lives for. This moment is basically Charlie Brown actually getting to kick the football. Oof, Collateral is always rough, and the whole space battle vibe, but in the ocean is such an awesome way to execute this fight.
They've raided the storage vault. We can't let them get away.
Don't worry, they won't. I'm on this one.
Freaking robot shark underwater jet ski. Everyone, that is Academy Award winner Nicole Kidman riding into a laser battle on a mechanical shark. This is why we love movies. Lana does not play. Watch out for Crash and Squirt! Man, that, I hope you've all seen Finding Nemo, because otherwise, see, there are sea turrets now. Appropriate reaction. That split second where we hear and see his helmet charging up. I like how Juan keeps doing a lot of the superhero movie staples, but underwater, so it's new and fun to look at. That's a hospital bed? How do I get one of those? I'm sorry, I know she's hurt, but goodness, I've never seen anything more comfortable looking.
It emits tremendous amounts of greenhouse gases that, in fact, we almost destroyed the oceans ourselves before we realized what we were doing.
I know so many people rolled their eyes at these lines, but I think it's a good message that, like, even the superhuman ocean species made mistakes. It would only be their fault if they don't correct it.
And here's a special outfit for you.
Is that boys extra medium?
I believe it's pronounced smedium.
Genetically engineered intelligence for infiltration. He also plays a variety of musical instruments.
He certainly does.
Oh, Topo, you dumb squid. Is ink piss?
The important questions. It's not piss.
Death-worshipping ascetics who survived when the Sahara went dry by turning to blood for sustenance.
The design of the deserters is so perfect. It's got sort of a Guard from the Mummy vibe mixed with maybe the Wishmaster, touch of Mouth of Sauron. Also, the detail that there was no water, so they fed on blood makes them a special kind of awful. Topo's cute little noises are so stupid.
You look rough.
If you're gonna cast Momoa, you better give him lines like these because he will knock them out of the park every time.
Come on, Castaway. Grab Wilson, let's roll.
See what I mean? What are the odds that Orm has no idea what the landlubber is talking about? Oh man, did they get movies in Atlantis? Anyway, amazing job making Patrick Wilson look emaciated. Also, they made him shorter. There's only 4 inches between these two.
Did you bring water? No, sorry. I drank it all the way here.
What?
Bro, it's hot up there.
The buddy comedy turn we take here totally caught me off guard, and it's hands down my favorite thing about it.
You know how to ride one of these? Are you kidding? I don't even know what the hell it is!
I swear I won't swoon the whole time over Momoa, but what I've always enjoyed about his version of Aquaman is that he comes off as just a guy who also happens to have some powers. Just some dude.
Topo? The cephalopod? Trust me, it wasn't my idea. Topo!
Alright, my gut reaction to these things was nope, but Z-axis powered mounts? I'm in. Wow, spoke way too soon. I'm way in. Such a creative design for these creepy, crawly, drilly horsies. Okay, that's also an entrance. Patrick Wilson's workout routine. I mean, bruh, legit, well done. It's not the coveted 0% body fat Brad Pitt Fight Club, it's Batman Begins Bale and Creed 3 Jordan.
Good job, little brother. High five.
Dang, Minus trying to subjugate the entire surface world, leaving his bro hanging is probably the worst thing Ocean Master has ever done. It's official, best character in the film.
100 generations? Really? How many years is that? Biogeology, what is that, like a million years?
Just some dude, and sometimes one that wasn't paying attention in 4th grade.
I cannot wait to throw your ass back in prison when this is all over.
You won't have to. I'll surrender myself to the fishermen. That is my honor to Atlantis.
You're so dramatic.
Brothers. Yahya Abdul Mateen II's workout routine.
Are you really telling me you want to walk away now?
If I said yes, would you let me?
Sure.
Ha, what a Keaton-esque sure. Again, something of an underwater Max Rebo band? Sure, Jabba/Dexter Jetster, but underwater Jiminy Glick? No doubt. But it all brings the ocean universe to life, right down to the clams roulette. Something about that bartender tells me he can throw down.
I didn't realize you've been released from prison.
And choosing Oliver Putnam or Ned Niederlander or Clifford or Frank in your movie is a bold move because Martin Short is always a win.
I don't have hands or feet!
Called it. Hey, that guy was in the stands at the cage fight. Neat. Anyway, he's definitely dead now. If someone asked, so what's Aquaman 2 like? I think I'd say, well, Aquaman and his step-bro are swimming away from these humanoid hammerhead sharks with underwater machine guns, and their silly octopus buddy covers their escape with ink while some kinda hot fish lady sings in a made-up language. Pretty much that for 2 hours.
Do I seem concerned? If anything, it's even easier now. We couldn't have planned it any better than...
Fun way to show that since he's possessed by Kordax, he's talking to his reflection, which is likely all Shin sees.
I win.
Typical older brother gets there second, but stretches his arm out and says he won. Pfft. And it totally makes sense that Orm, who grew up in Atlantis, would be a faster swimmer than Arthur.
You've let your prejudices stop you from enjoying half the world. What do you think about that?
Sure lost, dude.
Genuinely solid advice from Aquaman.
You eat it?
Oh, yeah.
shrimp of the land.
Ew, disgusting. We only eat bugs if they're wet, but never their exoskeletons. Sheesh. Well, unless the shells are soft. And obviously Arthur is messing with Orm, but the joke's on him. Cockroaches are totally edible. And much of the non-US world eats bugs. Although raw can be a mistake. Insects like grasshoppers can be lousy with parasites, although not lice, ironically. Either way, cook them. Goodness, the landscapes do not disappoint. Hollow Earth vibes, which yes, obviously give us a crossover. I have to think we all had the same reaction of, wow, that's pretty, but I don't really, it's just too big and makes me a little uneasy. Oh God! Hey, speaking of grasshoppers, those are grasshoppers, right?
What the hell are you doing? I don't know! I'm used to running! Use your arms, use your legs, lift them up! Like this? Holy shit! Yeah!
Accidental Naruto run. And then Orm immediately outpaces Arthur when he figures it out. They both really sell it. And you can see that even earlier, yes, he does not know what to do with his arms. Character continuity. Ingenuity? Just some dude with super punches. The Orichalcum base is so metal. I'm sorry, but I must insist. You knew David was losing his mind? Don't connect the trident! To be fair, obsession can cloud your trident choices. And still, just extremely metal.
I never draw this blade unless it's gonna taste blood.
Honesty!
Look, Loki, I'm not asking for your advice on this.
You waited until the last DCEU movie to confirm the existence of the MCU in the DCEU? I'm sorry, I just don't buy that Arthur is up on his Greek mythology.
From the day my father found out you existed, he prepared me for the moment that you would come and challenge me for the throne.
Oh, that's really sad. How easily I kicked your ass with basically no prep time whatsoever.
Oof, deep ocean burn.
Once it's over with, we should go get some tacos and tequila.
I don't even know those words.
Honestly, with abs like that, it's clear Orm is not lying. Killer 33-second oneer utilizing Juan's only slightly nausea-inducing technique where he keeps the camera close to the action with a wide-angle lens, giving us that unique, fast-paced, almost fisheye effect thing. It's like his thing. Take it up with my cinematographer buddy Ryan if you're still confused. I'm just trying to translate. Ha! A shrug that says, flex your muscles first this time.
He's not going to tell us anything if you go in there flexing your muscles at him.
Fine. Flex your muscles.
Takes a good brother to ease a bad guy into being a hero. Yeah, he just let him shoot a guy, but it's a slow process. Maybe an anti-hero. The difference has always been a little confusing. If only someone had made a video about that.
Okay, I am so sorry. I did not mean that.
Randall Park sells it so well. It doesn't even matter if you know what's coming.
Knock him out.
No.
And then I'll knock him out.
No.
What?
No.
Fine.
Arthur's off-screen grunt like a fussy little kid.
I hate when that happens.
See, Orm was right.
We have to jump. We'll survive the fall.
But so is Arthur.
You crazy? It's gonna hurt.
And even if it can be slightly nauseating, it's one of the most thrilling techniques in use today. Also double hit. The ship is a baddie and it just got a wicked baddie reintroduction. This one is only about 12 seconds long, but that's still a long time without cuts, and with Juan's shooting style, it creates some fun tension and really makes the Octobot feel tangible. Aw, family. It can be complicated, but you can always count on them to save you from getting squished by an ancient octopus-themed ship. Or not. This whole scene is a great example of why this movie is big, dumb, awesome fun. And these two really bring the joy.
No! Not the Orichalcum! You want to blow us up? Then stop using it!
Twice now, Orm has gotten mollywopped into a silent groan.
No one hits my brother but me.
More brotherly love.
I was gonna kill you last, but thanks for dropping by.
Yep, pretty badass bad guy. Smart, he just moved Manta's head. It's so obvious. I love it. Dope and resourceful move. Even for a super being, that looks painful. Love the hint that Mara is already there before we see her with the light blue mist. And it's twofold because she's saving him and she's recovered from her injuries. A pretty okay afternoon for Arthur.
Something happened to me when I touched that black trident.
The biggest surprise I appreciated was that Orm is pretty much a good guy from the start. The trope would be to have him keep the trident vision to himself and only reveal to us later that he was always being good. Instead, he comes right out with it.
Thinking his own brother was trying to steal his power, so he resorted to dark magic.
Well, yeah, you can never trust a Greyjoy.
He transformed his people into monsters.
See what I mean? Common Greyjoy L. Also, again, want to reiterate how everything the Orichalcum touches becomes so metal.
We're the end of the bloodline.
No, we're not.
What a terrible realization. You can see it on both their faces. Points for Flair. Obviously, Orm is gonna change his heart, but I also 100% would not give that dude a gun. And battle axes are sick. Sorry, you just win me over with a synth-wavy score.
My God, what did we do?
Nothing the world wasn't already doing.
Got us. Aw, made myself sad. Ha, retro display with 8-bit graphics. They said it was old, as in the 1990s? It could be, could be. One of those times that being on the good guy's side is nice, but even with that said, no thanks.
You've gotta be kidding me.
But also, yeah, I get it. Having your sub taken out by a bunch of whales would be humbling. Or, you know, vaporizing, I guess. Keep that in mind, yacht owners. Say what you will about these movies, Rupert Gregson Williams' Aquaman scores always slap.
Come on, you spineless worms!
Wait, but crustaceans don't have spines either. Ooh, motion-activated torches? Maybe evil-activated? Either way, dope. And the surprise from earlier actually made this even more obvious, and you could interpret the smile as much more of an I told you so than it is a fake out. And obviously, saving King Dolph Lundgren. The default eye design on Manta's helmet make him look surprised by the bomb. Reminds me of this.
What? What?
Yeah, that fits surprisingly well. Double skewer. Look, getting turned into a monster would usually suck, but dang, these townspeops got an upgrade. Hey, so let me just... Yeah, okay, found my soapbox. Let's make casting infants in movies illegal. Hear me out. We're there with CGI. We don't need to worry about Renesmee anymore. She can't hurt you anymore. And the look that baby just gave was not a happy one, which works great for the movie and also crushes my soul as a person who's seen that look IRL. Babies can't consent, so let's just prevent a little trauma. Okay, stepping down off my soapbox. There we go, slow-mo power punch, that's a badass good guy. Hell yes. The action in these movies is always fun, but then you get a wonder fight like this that takes the excitement up a notch. And the mix of CG elements screams superpowered beings and works in the best way. Also, speaking of babies, one time I'm stoked they diverged from the comics. Ooh, that clang of Orm catching the trident before we see it. And what better reason is there for him to risk touching the trident again? So there's always been a crossover of Manta and Orm's motifs in this film. Same melody, but Orm's is orchestral and Manta's is low synth. But now that they're even more connected, since both have been possessed by Kordax, it really ties it all together nicely. Okay, catching the punch is a statement, but the backhand? A slap? So disrespectful.
You were foolish to think he could ever change!
I knew you would do this.
Hasn't he taken it up already? It's time for me to reclaim my destiny. You are the one true king Atlantis deserves. It's one true king.
I love the mix of Kordax's influence with the truths that he's uncovered in both Orm and Arthur. They are 100% not themselves or under their own control, but Kordax also isn't just putting things in their head he's pulled out of thin air.
Let go.
And the look on Orm's face is if he's already decided to do what must be done, like he's almost annoyed that the power of brotherly love supersedes the evil that could give him all the power in the world. He really is a walking death metal album cover. Appropriate reaction.
Oh, go, Hapenakaya!
Kinda hard to make out exactly what he says, but it sounds like O ku Hapenakaya in Hawaiian, which means this is your fate. Classic Robin Hoodery, or Meritery also, I guess. A growth moment for Arthur since last time he left them to die.
Live.
But, I mean, that's a badass bad guy. I know it's not, but I know y'all remember Vinny Chase jumping off the pier, and I'm just gonna say this is an homage to that. Honestly, the biggest superpower in a lot of superhero movies is the ability to immediately pick up the controls for complex, and in this case, ancient technology and machinery when it would take you at least a few days to be comfortable controlling something like an excavator that has really intuitive joystick and foot pedal controls. But Drago's on it. Yeah, Topo with your stupid sounds. And speaking of sounds, it wouldn't be a movie with Aquaman if he didn't yodel a bit. Reconciliation.
Thank you. Brother.
It's just a silly superhero movie. It's just a silly movie.
I know it may not feel like you know what you're doing sometimes, but keep trusting your instincts.
And that goes double for all of you, like everyone listening to this. Take it from me, I have no clue what I'm doing or even where I am right now. Dude, how bananas would it be to find out that not only is Atlantis real, but their tech surpasses ours by miles. And they look pretty much like us. What the hell is that thing?
And I'm calling for global unity to finally bring harmony between us and the natural balance of our world. We can seize this moment to create a better, more hopeful future.
You can't knock them for ending on a positive note for what's probably the last of the DCEU as we know it.
Cheeseburger, extra greasy like you asked for.
Yeah, it's tough to beat.
I am Aquaman.
Not exactly the same sign-off as the MCU, but hey, he sure is Aquaman. Still gross. Aquaman and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull Island of Dr. Moreau fell into the unfortunate category of just too late, dang it. Had this movie come out even 4 years ago, there probably would have been an Aquaman 3, and if I were a betting man, it would be called Aquaman Andromeda, and it would have been dope. James Wan is the man for that job. He never set out to reinvent the comic book movie wheel with these movies, and sometimes that's okay. You know what you're getting. Fun, great performances, bright colors, loud noises, over-the-top creatures, everything we love about Aquaman. Even 15 years ago, the mere thought of this movie being made would be laughable. And if it stood alone, like if instead of Iron Man 1 and 2, we got Aquaman 1 and 2, the hype would have been a similar level of ginormous. But much like that word, it just didn't happen, or it doesn't exist. I messed up my wordplay. But we're not living in a campy comic book movie hungry world anymore, and that's really no fault of anyone involved in this project, so that kinda sucks. I mean, they all made their billions, so whatever. Yaya and Jason are solid as ever in this movie, but the guy who really stepped it up from more of a one-note villain in the first movie is Patrick Wilson. He's so entertaining in this film. His fish out of water, almost literally, / straight man approach to the character works in the super weird and colorful world of Aquaman. He's funny, he's stiff, he hits his mark with the emotionally resonant stuff, and he's a giant slab of beefcake. What else could we ask for? If nothing else, every actor in this movie deserves a flourishing career post-DCEU, and I hope they'll get it. Next week, an emotional one.
From my son! Give me back 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 my son!